with coming to you again. Hey, Coach, this is going to be 13, episode 13 of our season back from COVID. And
How
I
many
tell you,
episodes we got total?
this is 13. Oh, well,
No, I mean total.
Total, we're approaching 50th. No, we got more than that. I think we're approaching 75. Can you imagine that? We just wanted like 5 people to watch us on that first show when we had Boom Bam Pop, as our backdrop. And now we got all things going around and stuff like that. But hey, I'm gonna bring him in. If you don't know, is the co-host of this illustrious show is the OG, the original Coach Greg Ennis. Hey, Coach, great to have you again tonight.
That's just relaxing.
Well, he's getting a lot better, but that's the only tune that Stevie can play on his harp.
It doesn't matter. That's just. I just want some candles and maybe a little gong to boom and yoga mats and.
Yeah, well, we've got a special treat for everybody tonight. It's baseball. We're right in the middle of the second round. Gonna be played this week.
All the bad teams are gone now.
Well, yeah, you kind of get the riffraff out of there. The first round, but
you got to get the dead minnows out of the bucket.
Yeah, because they stink.
And they'll kill the other ones.
No, that's right. Well, right here in Covington County, we fared pretty good. I'd love to have had one more on Red Level on here. They went 3 games. They have a good shot, but everybody else, we've got the Bobcats are over at Op, the Bulldogs and Lucia, the Tigers at Strawn, and the Eagles of Pleasant Home are moving on to the second round.
And they all swept.
Yeah, they had brooms, mops, and maybe you can get. We talked with Coach Sellers about that. You used to talk about that homemade ice cream down there at Pleasant Home at the softball tournament.
The blueberry
homemade
ice cream. The blueberry ice cream down at Pleasant Home is the best in the world. Well, I gained 20 pounds one weekend at a softball tournament.
Well, hey, we got just
and then I couldn't leave the house for a week. We won't get into that though.
We got Coach Dent on the screen, got Coach Lowry, Coach Sellers, and
hey, how do I make this screen bigger? I can't see everybody hard.
I don't know, Coach. There's should be a little square that is not connected down at the bottom.
Hey, that did it. All right.
Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Hey, guys, welcome tonight. Congratulations moving on to the second round.
Thanks, Coach. Thank you.
I know Coach Ennis, we've had everybody on before except Coach Lowry, and he's the youngster in the bunch tonight, but he is seasoned now. He's gone through a season, moving on to the second round. And I know at least hearing reports or seeing all of your teams play, it's exciting to watch everybody. And some of you have to travel this week. I know Pleasant Home, you're going to Sweetwater.
Yes, sir.
Can you get to Sweetwater from Pleasant Home?
Yes, we think so. We're going to find out Friday.
Don't you have to get shots before you get there? I mean, ain't like leaving the country.
Something like that.
Good gosh. You'd think the Alabama High School Athletics Association would look and do something about it. That's way too much travel. I know all the bad teams are out now. Thank goodness. It's like I was telling Stan, you got to get dead minnows out of the bucket. It'll kill the rest of the minnows. So,
do any of you coaches know who won that intriguing matchup last week between Central Hannibal and who was it, Coach? It was 2 bad teams playing each other. I can't.
I don't know. Don't nobody care.
Well, no, they don't care, but my gosh, they had to score 100 runs a game.
And I bet there was 18 players hit by pitches.
In one game. T.R. Miller, they're coming to Op.
Yes, sir.
All right, going to be at the Chuck.
That's right.
UMS Wright coming to Andalusia. And Strine is traveling this week, right, Coach?
To Montevallo.
To Montevallo, the Montevallo Bulldogs.
That's right.
So, well, let's start with Coach Sellers. I told y'all I'm not going to do any coach speak, but I do want you to kind of give us in a brief message here about the matchup. What can we expect from Sweetwater?
Sweetwater, they usually a pretty traditional power, and 1A baseball, they always seem to have at least one really good live arm. I hear they got a few other guys that can pitch. I hear their number 2 is pretty good as well. Heard they definitely got some pop in the bats. I think they had a disappointing win-loss record as far as what they were expecting going into this year. So that kind of got me a little excited. But then I got to researching it, and all those losses seem to come like 7A teams like Enterprise and a lot of 5A, 6A teams. So I think it's a little misleading about their record. And I definitely don't expect it to be easy going over there. But, hey, we play good, clean baseball. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well,
So that was excellent, but I do have one question. What is a live arm?
Like 85 or 90.
I mean, it doesn't. I know a dead arm just kind of hangs there, kind of limp.
Hey,
what is a live arm?
Limp, but that's not what I'm hearing we're gonna see.
Okay.
Hey, I warned y'all now. Y'all got any some of them coach? I mean, I know what you're talking about. He does too, but we're gonna goof you on some of these right here.
Oh, me, you good?
Well, Coach, staying with you at Pleasant Home. Who's a few of your kids that you've leaned on heavy, this season and really been leaders for you?
Definitely, pitching's been our biggest asset, and we don't have a lot of those live arms that throw like 85 or 90. But we got guys that throw strikes and can mix up a few pitches. Josh Hawkins, Mason Anderson, and Ty Clark have been really big for us on the mound. We've had some other guys like Nathan Fowler step up and do some pitching. He catches most of the time for us, so he don't get to pitch a lot. But those 3 guys on the mound have definitely deserve a lot of credit for the wins that we've gotten. No doubt about that.
Coach, you said something there that I've always thought, and I don't care what level of baseball it is. If you got kids that throw strikes, you got a chance to be in the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's definitely saved us a lot. I mean, our offense definitely started very slow. We definitely struggled to hit the ball early in the year. We seem to be coming on a little better now. And just like you said, that pitching just kind of kept us in a lot of games because we didn't give a lot of free passes. Defense kind of started a little slow as well, kind of kicking the ball around a lot, but it's starting to clean up a little bit. And, like you said, biggest thing is just quit giving away free passes. And those 3 guys do a really good job of that. And I think that's why they've been pretty successful on the mound.
Coach, that's awesome. I wish you luck. You did kind of step into a hornet's nest there with Sweetwater, but
yes,
that's the funny thing about baseball. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh, that's true. That's true. It's a good thing about our sport. There's no clock on it or anything like that. It ain't over till you get the last out, and anything can happen. At least that's the attitude we got to have going over there.
Well, Coach Dent, you got coming in. It's always been the proverbial thorn in the side, usually for Andalusia, not just in baseball, but just seems like it's really a long distance rivalry when UMS Wright and Andalusia play each other. What can we expect from them besides being well coached and good players and pretty uniforms and their own bus? I mean, what can we expect right there?
Yeah, it's kind of another chapter in the book with us too, but game 1 guy, assume it's going to be a lefty, low 80s and 3 pitches, whatnot, and games 2 and 3 are going to be right-handed guys, and then of course, through the lineup, they're going to do a good job as far as, putting together good at bats and run the bases well. Coach Rayleigh's going to do what he does. And, Coach Cassidy and them played him early in the year. And, talking to him, I had a chance to win the game a couple of times and, left some runners on and whatnot. So, they're really good, really well coached. And thank God we're playing them at home. So, that's a good thing for us.
Well, Coach, I know you're excited about being in the playoffs, but anytime you get to play UMS, I mean, like Coach was saying, there's a little bit of rivalry there. You can call it that if you want, but I know when I was at another school, we ended up playing UMS. It wasn't a rivalry. We just didn't like them. I mean, just call it like it is. We just didn't like them, and we tried to play it down too, but the kids know. And talking to some of the kids at Andalusia, there's not a whole lot of friendship there between UMS and Andalusia.
No, and especially in 2022, you've got Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter and all that stuff, but no, they don't they're not going to hang out on the weekends, that's for sure. And especially coming off a win in the third round in football against UMS on a last second play, that kind of, I guess, bleeds over into Friday night. But
well, you got to hate it when that happens.
Yeah, that's just a tough break for everybody. If we got on the fortunate side of that one.
Well, Coach Ince, what was it you didn't like about the way somebody looked? Is that right?
About UMS?
No, about whoever you was talking about. I don't like the way UMS looks.
No, I don't. I don't like the way they look. I don't like them being a private school. I don't like private schools. Don't get me started on that tonight. There's just nothing about UMS that makes me go, oh boy. The only time I do that is when I see them in the L column.
What about their swim team?
It's funny. When we played them down there the last time we played them, we spanked that tail. But they made us dress out by the swimming pool. And when we was out there dressing by the swimming pool, they had this big sign up that said how many state championships they had in swimming. And one of our players looked up there and said, it's a good thing when this ain't a swim meet. And it wasn't a swim meet.
Well, yeah, they can hang all them up when they but three other teams in the state. It's got a swimming pool.
Well,
Florida has to swim down there at Lake Jackson.
That was a night Coach Riggs threw the lawn chair into the swimming pool because he got mad at halftime. That's another story. I can't tell that one on here.
Well, Coach Lowry, big win, first year out there at Strong. Man, the kids.
I thought Coach Lowry was a player that we were interviewing.
He is. He might be playing. He's like Pete Rose.
I wish I could.
I thought it was like the old Boston White Sox where they had the player coach or whatever.
Well, what you and the staff have carried over from football, the excitement, the kids have bought in to what y'all are doing out there, and it's a big family approach from what I see, and man, they've responded well. I know early on in the season was kind of worried, had some injuries there of getting those kids back, and kind of tell us, how that is, what you expect out of going up to Montevallo. You're having to travel, maybe when you're leaving,
definitely at the beginning of the year, we took a big hit. Our number one pitcher, Ryan Cobb, tore his labrum back in football season, so we've been without him all year. Our catcher, Eli Guilford, missed half the season due to a broken foot, but he's back healthy now, so it's good to have him back for sure. I got a chance to go watch Montevallo play Saturday against WS Neal, and they swing the bat really well. And I think one thing that stood out to me is how hard they play for their coach. You know, they got down 4 runs in the first inning and they didn't lose any energy. They kept battling back, and they got some guys that can really swing it. They're pitching pretty good. They rely heavy on off speed. They throw about, I'd say, 70% curveballs. So that's something we've definitely been working on this week. So maybe we'll show up and swing it good and play like we're supposed to.
If they throw that many curveballs, maybe they all going down to Gulf Breeze and getting Tommy John done.
You would think so. All the ones we saw Saturday, it was, and the reports I've got on their 1 and 2 pitchers, it's about the same too. So,
well, as far as having to travel this week, y'all departing pretty early.
Yeah, we're gonna try to head out pretty early and get the guys away from the school, and we're going to take them to eat in Prattville, and then we're going to stop by at Thorsby. They're letting us use their indoor facility. So we're going to get a hit in the air conditioning, kind of hang out a little while before we head on.
Now, worst case scenario, if you split, y'all staying up there or driving
back?
Back?
We're going to plan to stay up there if we split.
Okay. All right.
Well, yeah, you'd spend more time on the bus traveling than you did playing if you came back.
No doubt. It's about a good 3 hours on the bus. So.
See, I still don't understand why the High School Athletic Association does that. They people y'all can play closer. That's a poor job matching up.
Well,
how do you really feel, Greg?
Well, I mean, it was a poor job.
It was a poor job. Well, Coach Cassidy, you know, I went out on a limb, and nobody backed me on it, but I said, Op's gonna win it all this year. Okay, now I think
I'll back you on that, Stan, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure my administration's watching right now, so y'all don't need to be going making those statements. All right.
No,
Mike, you told me the same thing before the season. That y'all had a great chance.
Sit there and lie, Greg.
That's exactly what you said.
Did you see my schedule this year? We played more 5As than we have 3As this year.
Y'all did do that, but and listen, I think that's a great idea. I remember when Buckaloo was at Strawn, and he won like 30 games in one season, and then lost in the first round of the playoffs. That's not good.
Yeah, he finished 30-1, I believe.
Yeah,
and he played Central Haynesville in the first round of the playoffs.
I thought it was Barber County.
It may have been. But seriously, Coach Cassidy, I told Coach Ennis a couple of weeks ago that y'all would be in a position, just with your experience and that senior leadership that you've got, to make a good, strong run at it.
We have been fortunate. We had 9 seniors last year. We got 8 this year. And, you know, that's 17 seniors we're going to lose in 2 years. And you can't replace that. And it's 8 really good guys, really good seniors. And they all have got jobs they've done for us. The pile of them pitched last year for us, and that's all they were was pitchers. But this year, a lot of them are playing positions for us. And, so that we're relying on them heavy this Friday, on the mound, because we're playing a really, really good team. They put us out in the second round in football. And so this group is actually the ones that put us out in 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s in district in Little League. So, I'm expecting the 3-game set with them. Kevin Madden's their coach. He does a great job with them. They're like us. They've got several arms they can throw. They've got some lefties in the lineup. They play fundamental defense. And I've told my kids all week, after the first round, you're going to see, all the pitchers are good. They're going to throw strikes and around the plate. But who makes the plays defensively and who hits with runners in scoring position is going to move on. And, I really believe that's what's going to happen this Friday. Whoever can execute with the runners on and doesn't make the mistakes defensively is going to win Friday night.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw both you and Coach Dent play a week ago, and I'll tell you, I was impressed with both of your pitchers. was Patel and Sperling. From what I saw out of him, he struggled one inning, and I was like, well, he ain't gonna make it. I think he threw like 6 balls in a row. I said, well, he's done. But Sperling fought back, and he pitched a heck of a game against Evolution.
He pitched really well, and he's pitched really well the past 2 years. When we had senior recognition last Friday, I didn't even realize it myself, but he's 12-0 in the past 2 years, and that says something about him when he gets on the mound. And I'm not, that's not just against teams; it's against good teams and really good teams that's higher classification and teams in the playoffs. And so he has done a really good job for us on the mound, and we're going to expect him to do a really good job Friday. And he throws 3 pitches, and he throws them all 3 for strikes, So he has been a workhorse for us this year.
Well, Coach Dick, Patel, he's got, to me, his arm, when he throws strikes, he wants them right there where you, as a coach, at the knees. I mean, he's got we're talking about live arm. He's got a rubber arm. It seems like when he releases that ball, he could possibly punch you in the mouth because he's got arms so long. How tall is that joker?
Yeah, somebody asked me today how tall Osh is, and I said, he's 6'7". I mean, he's a 6'7" guy, and he reaches out there and lets go of it pretty close to the plate. But Osh is a guy that he's gotten so much better for us. Since he was in 8th grade. I mean, he was like Bambi learning how to walk as an 8th and 9th grader, and kind of started to figure things out in the weight room and on the baseball field and whatnot. But yeah, Osh has done a really good job for us. He had one bad outing against Greenville, and we found a way to get around him on that one, offensively. But he threw really well against Enterprise, threw well against Miller, threw well against Opp, threw well against Beauregard last Friday night. So, and Charles Henderson as well. But we're hoping he can have it again Friday night and give us a chance again.
Can y'all get him some longer pants for the playoffs?
Nope. He likes wearing those pants with his skin shows about 2 or 3 inches between his knees and his skins.
Well, that's what I was telling her.
Be wearing those stockings,
stirrups,
those old stockings with the stirrups.
What do they call them? Sanitaries. You used to wear those back in the day.
But hey, let me ask you this, Coach Dent. And both people watching this want to know, is how's Aiden's arm doing?
He's okay. Hopefully he'll give us some innings this weekend. He threw last week against Montgomery Academy on a Tuesday, and then came in against the last batter of the night against Beauregard. His velocity's back, his command's back. So, if we could have him, like he's been for the past 4 or 5 years on the mound, he'll definitely add a lot to our pitching rotation for sure.
Yeah, he's and it's been fun. I remember when you was talking about Osh being in the 8th grade. I can remember seeing him when he was pitching several years ago and thinking, bless his heart, he's just struggling, but he's just got such a work ethic, it seems like, that he just kept working at it and got better and better and better and better till he's where he's at now.
He is. He's just he's a worker, and he's a competitor, and he's also a really good kid that does things the right way. So it's fun to watch him. It's fun to watch our kids, and any coach can say is be successful, but it's really fun to watch a kid that's really worked his tail off for several years to be in this position.
Well, Coach Sellers, I know we traveling to Sweetwater. We didn't talk about it, but worst case scenario for the Eagles, if you split, there's not just a Days Inn right there, right down from school.
back. No, we won't be staying if we split. But the game won't start till 1 on Saturday, so maybe we can go home, get some sleep, and get on back and ready to roll.
All right. Now, when all of you guys do travel, do you have to drive your own bus?
I actually don't have my CDL, so my assistant principal drives for me. He's done a great job all year. But this trip, actually, we had a parent step up and going to rent us a charter bus, so we'll look like we're riding in style. So that'll be pretty nice. Kids
All
are pretty.
Now, Coach Larry, are y'all chartering up to Montevallo?
No, we're taking the cheese. We're going to take the cheese wagons, and I'm not driving. So
you can't get Mr. Cobb to fork out a few bucks there and get a little charter.
No, I think we had to pick between that or a hotel, and we chose hotel. So,
well, yeah, I probably would have done the same. Coach Ennis stays in rest stops.
Okay.
I got a pop up.
Coach Ennis, I know you had some technical questions you wanted to ask some of these guys.
The biggest thing is, it's such I said it jokingly earlier when I said all the bad teams are out, but they really are. And now, I mean, the competition that you're going to be facing this week, everybody's good. I'm going to put this out there for everybody. What do you think is the deciding factor in if you win or lose in these games? That's a tough question. Go ahead.
Defense and pitching for sure.
I would agree.
Defense and pitching.
I think it's the slash, Coach.
I love the slash. Love it.
Don't you do that with your rec ball team, Coach? Slash?
No, we have a hard time finding the batter's box, but no. But I'm just glad nobody's had to have that topaz surgery on any of the players this year, and definitely it seems like nobody's had to have their sputinator replaced on any of y'all's teams, and that's a big deal. It's once that sputinator blows, you're done. So I'm glad that didn't happen.
Well, you might have to let everybody know what a sputinator is.
I thought all baseball coaches knew what the sputinator was.
I don't know if Coach Lowry knows.
I don't.
All right. It's that ligament that runs down your back, right down your back, and then around up towards right below your navel. And if you ever blow that and you lose everything below, it's gone. You won't ever get it back. Once that sputinator blows, they're done. And I have seen many of them blow.
In crucial situations.
All the time. All the time. When the pressure's on, you'll know it when they blow their sputinator.
Oh, yeah.
Coach Ennis, you ever seen a baseball coach blow his sputinator?
When I coached baseball, I blew mine quite often. But, that's just because I really wasn't a baseball coach. I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express once, but I was just kind of out there. But no, guys, listen. I think Tavenny County is so lucky to have coaches like y'all in this area. I've had the honor and privilege and pleasure of coaching with Mike, and just loved every minute of it. And I know how the kids feel about him, and players don't feel that way about their coaches unless their coaches are sincere and caring about them, and they have to have that. Everybody talks about coaches need respect and you should respect your coaches. I don't think it's about respect. I think it's about trust. I think when players trust their coaches, then they'll play for them. And being it to this point in the season and making it this far, your players got to trust you, and that says a lot about y'all. I know my son spends a little bit of time up there bothering Coach Dent, and you know, just with him being up there and coming home and telling me what's going on, those players up there, they care about their coaches, Coach Dent and the rest of them. And we're just lucky in this area to have this quality of coaches, not only in the knowledge of baseball that they have, but the way they interact with the kids and what y'all are growing for the future. I mean, I'm proud to say I'm from Covington County.
Well, you know, even adding Red Level and Florella, you know, Coach Zesson down at Florella, I mean, kind of rebuilding this year, does a great job with those kids down there. And dang, it just slipped my mind there at Red Level.
Coach Smith, Todd Smith.
Yes, Smith. I could remember Todd. I could lost. And Coach Smith does a heck of a job up at Red Level. So
yeah, but they didn't make the playoffs, so we're not talking.
No, they made the playoffs.
Not to this point.
No, not to this point. But give him a little credit. He made the playoffs.
It's what I said earlier. We're not going to refresh anybody's memory on that. But
come on, Coach. Golly, give the guy credit there, right there. But,
I did.
Okay.
He coaches baseball.
But getting back to my point is, as Coach was saying about quality baseball coaches here in the county, we got them, and y'all's 4 programs get to carry that on, and hopefully all 4 of those will be playing again in the 3rd round, and not getting ready for spring training football. But
I don't have to worry about that, Stan.
We won't bring that up.
Now, Mike, I did hear, and I'm going to say this. I heard that for a fundraiser this summer, you're going to have a 11U plus P2 tournament, and it's going to be the World Championship, and y'all are going to give out those super rings. Is that right? For a fundraiser?
I hadn't heard that one, Greg. I
heard y'all were going to be putting it on, and dude, I think it'd be a great fundraiser right there. You know, anytime you can get 5 teams in for a World Series, that's awesome.
Well, they are. I think I heard the same thing, Coach. It's going to be at Buckaloo Hall Field, right up there on the hill, right there. And
y'all have to refresh my memory on that one. I'm lost on that.
Well, I know you got a lot on your mind right now in the playoffs and all, but I'll remind you of it. Don't worry.
Well, seriously, I know what we joked before we get on here about travel ball. There's a lot of pros and cons to that. Of course, the quality of play should be a little bit better than what you get in your rec leagues. But do you, as baseball coaches, do you feel that it's overuse, especially at 7, 8, 9, and 10 years of age? All that throwing during the course of the year, and if they're not doing anything but baseball with their bodies that way, I mean, I don't see a lot of positives as far as just playing all the time. Anybody want to take that on? I didn't think so.
Stan, I'll talk on that one. I had this conversation with Coach Smith a couple weeks ago. Because, you know, he's got a little boy who's, you know, pretty athletic. Well, he asked me my opinion on it, and I just kind of told him how I feel. It's, you know, and I stand on this. When it's time to play baseball, you play baseball. When it's time to play football, you play football. Basketball, you play basketball, etc. And that's kind of, you know, my opinion on it. But, you know, don't play anything year round. I mean, when it's time to take a break, take a break. You know?
And I feel the same way as you do, coaches. We want to broaden especially I want to broaden my children in different things, let them find out what they can be successful in and what they like and don't like. And when they get older, if they don't want to play baseball, then I'm fine with that. If all they want to do is play basketball or whatever. But I firmly agree with you. You know, he's wanting to go ahead and, you know, like an 8-year-old wants to start working out, you know, and we've done a little bit of that. But I'm with you. When it's football, basketball, soccer, whatever. But
Soccer.
yeah, I'm just fishing, bass fishing.
Don't bring that up here.
Well,
don't do that. That ain't right.
I mean, any of the other coaches besides Coach Ennis going to have an opinion on that?
No, they're not going to say anything.
I will say something. I'm like Coach Dent on the fact that with small schools, they need to we need to share athletes and we need to play multiple sports. But in baseball, we start in January, and almost probably 80% of my kids are going to play some type of ball when they get through with high school until mid-July, end of July. And you're talking about now January, February, March, April, May, June, July, 7 or 8 months. And that's a long time to play baseball. And so, to me, if they're not going to play football, they need to rest their body. They need to rest their arms, and they need to go back and get in an off-season program and work out so they're ready to do that again in just about 4 or 5 more months. They've got to give their bodies some time to rest instead of going straight from that to fall ball. And that's when you're going to get hurt, and, you're going to have a lot of injuries and arm problems. And so that's my take on it.
Well, I mean, you see a lot of these young kids having too many injuries, and that possibly could be prevented just by not overusing that parts of their body, those muscles, and that they have not developed, fully developed yet. And I'm not saying that travel ball is positive or negative. It's got a lot of great qualities in both areas. But I guess the thing I get tired of hearing about, we play travel ball, and I go, congratulations. We went to the movies Saturday. Okay. We went out to eat. You ate at a drive-through and got a ring for coming in third. Okay. Or whatever. That's the way I feel about it sometimes. Now, that was negative, what I said. I'll go ahead and say that. But Coach Ennis has got them lined up on his mantle of all the ones that his sons won.
No, I don't think so. Ori one time thought he wanted to do it when he was like 8 or 9. And we talked about it and went to a practice, and they gave us a schedule of when practices was and when the tournaments was. And he looked at it and looked at me and said, "Daddy, when are we going up to the river?" And I said, "Dude, we're not." He said, "I ain't doing that." So, I mean, that summed it up. So, and like you said, it's got its positive and its negative. But I've never heard of a college recruiter wanting to know what a senior's batting average was on his 10U team. Maybe y'all have since y'all been coaching it, but I don't think so. So, but guys, what?
Never mind. I was going to say there was a scout out there with a gun at Johnson Park last night at the AU field.
Yeah. Well, we played over at Op last night, and it wasn't a scout with a gun, but there was a gun there. And
they're terrible, Coach. Let's do something right here. Get you a couple of questions lined up. We're going to play 4 innings right here with these guys. Each one is going to have one question. And Coach, I'm going to let you go first, and you get to pick which coach you're going to go with here on this question. Okay.
I'm going to go with Coach Cassidy because I'm kind of hard on him tonight, and I'm going to give him a little soft toss right here. He can hit this one out of the park. All right, Coach, baseball season's over. It's done. You've won the state championship. Y'all have had the parade. They've swept the streets. Everything's cleaned up. Now you're fixing to take your lovely wife out to eat. You going steak or seafood?
Steak.
I thought he was going to say the wheelhouse.
Possibly.
I think I'm the only one that's ever said seafood.
That's because you see it, you eat it.
That's it. Absolutely right.
All right, I'm gonna go with Coach Sellers right here. Coach, what are you listening to? Do you listen to music?
Oh.
Okay. If we jumped in your truck or car or whatever, who are we listening to?
Oh man, that's tough. My playlist is kind of crazy. It goes all over the place. You're gonna be listening to a little Waylon Jennings, and you'll be hitting with some AC/DC, maybe even some Kevin Gates in there. It goes all crazy, all over the place.
I like that answer, Coach, because I could jump in the truck right there. I was
I
worried
knew
he's
the
going to
first two. Who is this? Bill Gates.
Oh no, yeah, he's quite I think a rapper is what they call him nowadays.
All right.
Folks'
That
music.
You just
It
lost
was-
me right there, Coach. I
it
ain't
wasn't-
riding with you.
It wasn't Bill Gates. Who was it now?
Kevin Gates.
Kevin Gates. And that's
Kevin, Bill, same thing.
That up. Don't look at that. This.
I'll have to look that one up. Yeah. All right, Coach, your turn. We're in the
All
third
right,
inning.
Coach Dent. When you're sitting at the house and you're thinking back to your Saturday mid-afternoons, who was your favorite wrestler?
Y'all ask me this crap every time. I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me ask you this. Who, when you were in the backyard playing baseball,
Now we're on it.
who were you when you were throwing the ball up and hitting it yourself?
Chipper Jones, no doubt.
Chipper Jones.
Chipper
See, I
Jones.
thought you was gonna say Bob Horner.
That's before his time.
Yeah, no. I was born in 1990, Coach. I wasn't
That's
born
way before his time, Greg.
in 65 like you.
Well, I didn't know. I thought Bob Horner played for the Braves.
They
Yeah,
played-
yeah, but he was our age.
Who do you
Yeah.
play with? Hank Aaron?
Claudel Washington and Biff Pocoroba.
Yeah. Bill Nahana Rodney, Rick Camp, Doyle Alexander.
Rick Camp.
Yeah. That's some great pitching back then.
Dale Murphy. Yeah, how can y'all forget Dale Murphy? He had that big growth on the side of his face.
All right, Coach, you're getting bad now.
He did.
Coach Dent, Bob Horner played for Beauregard. He was a third baseman for Beauregard last week. He had that same type of hair.
They had one that looked like Bob Horner.
Yeah, right there. All right.
See, you didn't know who Bob Horner was.
I don't. I just agree with what Stan said.
I did
And we
too
all-
most of the time.
Yeah. All right, Coach Lowry, let me ask you this. How old are you for real? Because Coach Cetus thought she was 14.
27.
27.
God,
all right.
you ain't.
I am. Born in 95.
All right. He's 3 years older than my daughter. Right there. So I could possibly be old. We're all old enough to be Coach Lowry's.
I
package.
got shoes older than him.
And you wore them today, didn't you?
I did.
All right. Coach Lowry, did you watch? We got to get a wrestling question in. For us.
I wasn't a big wrestling guy either. Couldn't
Good.
tell you much about it.
All right. Well, did you? I know you grew up in a sports home, and your dad's well documented. And how was it? This is a more serious question than anything. How was the ride home after games with your dad if you didn't play well?
Well, he really did a good job of not bringing it home. There might be times where if he wanted to show me something like film or something, we'd sit down together, but he never pushed it on me. And, he treated me like any other players. And that was one of the things I respected most about him as a coach. He wasn't any harder on me. He definitely wasn't any lighter on me. So he did a pretty good job with it. And I've actually got him helping me coach right now. My assistant coach took another job, so he's out there on the field with me now.
Yeah, I knew that you lost coach there, went to go catch chickens or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Kilcrease told me. Coach Ennis, what's that look?
Chicken.
He's working at Wayne Farms now.
He's doing the Wayne Farm.
Oh, okay.
He went from the classroom to the.
I thought that was like
Chicken
code for being a border patrol.
Oh, well, Coach, you got anything with these guys? This basically one little piece of the night that they get.
Guys, congratulations. It's a big honor for y'all to be here. It just shows the work that y'all put in and the players have put in. And the only thing I can say is, just enjoy this time with your players. This is extra time with them. And it's something they'll always remember. And as a coach, I always struggled with being able to look at what was going on and appreciate it and enjoy it. And I just advise you to take this time and enjoy it with your players and be able to appreciate what they've accomplished and what you've accomplished. And hey, good luck. And I hope all of you play 2 games and start making plans for the next week.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And thank you for your time tonight. And hopefully we'll get to have y'all on again real soon. I hope so.
Yeah, we just y'all can do whoever makes it. We can. As I said, y'all can do it again next Wednesday night.
Yeah, well, I know we're getting pushed for some female time, so we're gonna have to go talk to some folks about a big yellow.
The softball tournament. That's not for another 3 weeks. Softball plays into July.
Yeah.
Are you getting Title IX, Stan?
Yeah, we're getting Title IX over here. Quick story on Title IX.
I guarantee you, I'm not getting Title IX.
A quick story on Title IX. When I took the head football job down at Florella, there was a big thing that I just walked into it, and they had all them folks coming down. And I was having to inventory everything there and turn in reports and spreadsheets and stuff on all the equipment and stuff, and turned it in. And then they brought me in to interview, and they said, "It says here that you have 28 knee pads." He said, "That's a pair?" I said, "No, we got 28 knee pads." I said, "We ain't got anything down here, lady." I said, "Everybody's equal. We all poor." So yeah, we're getting Title IX. We got to get a little action here with females, but there's nothing wrong with that. They play an exciting games, a little bit faster than what you guys play, but once again, hey, thank y'all for your time. Good luck this weekend, and good to have you on.
I appreciate y'all guys, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys. Good luck to y'all this Friday. And Stan and Greg, we appreciate y'all and what y'all do.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna cut y'all out and put y'all in the bullpen, and me and Coach are going to do the gift of gab here for a few minutes.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah, you are. Let's see. There's old Coach Cassidy right there. Hey, it's just us right here, Coach. I think all 4 of those teams have good shots of playing next weekend.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, all seriousness, whether they win or lose, those schools are so lucky to have that quality of coach and that quality of person working with the young men at their school. All of those guys right there, quality coaches, they're quality people, and they're just lucky to have them. I guarantee you that there's not that many good coaches that we have. You talked about Coach Smith at Red Level, and you talked about Coach
Yes.
Ziegler. Zesson,
Uh-huh.
down at Florella. And when you add all those guys up, I guarantee you there's not another county in the state that's got quality coaches and quality people like the schools in Covenant County do.
Yeah, I meant to ask those guys if they've ever thought about bringing back a real county tournament and having all them schools play each other one weekend. I think it'd be a big fundraiser for somebody.
Well, you know, it probably would be, and it'd be fun.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That'd be fun. You know, you'd have to. You might need to do that like right before spring break.
Yeah, do it early.
So that those smaller schools, their pitchers would have time to. You know, you wouldn't want to do that on a Friday and Saturday, and then turn around and have to play an area game on Monday or Tuesday. So, but yeah, I think that'd be a great idea.
Well, Coach, changing gears. I know we're both doing a little rec ball, and we've been Jekyll and Hyde as far as our season has gone. We'll win one and lose one, and win a couple and lose one. I know y'all hit a couple and started out the gate like
we've been like a roller coaster.
Mad Cheetahs, but y'all been on the roller coaster as of late.
We go all the way up to the top and then all the way down to the bottom.
And we're eyeing the end of our season, which I'm kind of looking forward to it, kind of winding it up. We've played, I think, a lot more baseball than y'all have had at this point. It was just so many games during the week.
We've got 3 games next week.
And so we played 4 last week and have 3 this week. And that's a lot for an 8-year-old.
Yeah. And you know, like last night, Ori's little team had to travel to Opp to play a 7:00 game. Well, by the time we got home, it was close to 10.
Yeah, that's tough on them nights like that with those youngins. But Coach,
that's tough on a 5th grader.
It's tough on the old man too. They've got to get up and go to work the next day. That many straight days in a row. Well, Coach, Stevie has found a new drink of choice. I know I sent you a picture of it. He'd found one in the cooler at one of the Giddy Up and Goes around Andalusia.
I have tried to order a case of them just for it.
I don't know if they'd make a case of that. He had a 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew Funyun flavored Mountain Dew. You know that has to taste like toilet water.
Listen, I wanted to get it for Bigfoot bait.
It might drive Bigfoot off.
I don't know. You know, he likes smelly stuff. But I wanted to get it for Bigfoot bait. I wanted to put some out and see. Because, you know, hey, if Bigfoot will drink it, anybody will drink it.
Anybody. Well, if Stevie will drink it, I don't say, it's got to be good, but, it's he likes it at room temperature, too. He doesn't like it cold.
Well, he drank those Grapicos at room temperature. And the bad thing about it was, he always drank those Grapicos and ate Funyuns at room temperature, and then he would burp for hours. And they ain't nothing like Stevie with his teeth that he ain't brushed in a month with Funyun breath and Grapico.
Yeah, especially got that Grapico mustache.
I mean, you can see that. You can see the fog just moving across the room like mustard gas in World War I.
Well, Coach, Bigfoot sighting. I know we talked last week down around Mobile. Did you get any reports back clarifying if that was a solid sighting?
Oh yeah, it was solid. It's they're trying to extract some DNA from a leaf that they think he spit on.
I like to say good luck with it.
And they're trying to extract DNA from that leaf that they think he spit on. And, hey, look, it's just a matter of time.
I would have to agree with you. There's been more and more evidence coming forth. We're going to have one, as you say, skint up there at the river.
Listen, it's just a matter of time.
Well, Coach, have you had any luck on bring back the pike? I'm about ready to give up on this thing.
Listen, I had a how would I put it? I thought I had I thought I had one. I really did. I thought I had one. We had a fan that messaged me and said that they thought that they knew where I could get one, and it fell through.
Well, we might have to give up on that.
No, I'm not giving. No, I'm not giving up on that. I'm not giving up on the Bigfoot.
Well, maybe something will turn up. Hey, going back, all of our shows now, Coach, have been loaded to podcast. And I want to let you know that we have about half a dozen faithful listeners each week, which is more than I was expecting. You know, you got to start with one, but two of those people are from Canada. Can you believe that, Coach? Canada.
Is that legal?
I don't know how it got across the border, but the border's wide open, so
On both ends.
on both ends.
It is. It's like a stomach virus. It's happening on both ends.
But we're starting to pick up a few listens there, and I'm gonna go ahead and plug it now. On Facebook, we're kind of steady right there over 1,100 followers, and we'd like to have more. Get the word out on our Facebook page, also with Instagram, approaching 1,000 folks on Instagram. Our Twitter numbers are growing. I know a lot of coaches might listen or watch a show on Twitter, and our YouTube subscriptions have increased the past week as well. So,
all right. Well, hey, do you think because Elijah Musk bought that? What is it?
Twitter,
because he bought that Twitter, that they have taken the filters off and they're kind of letting us spread now a little more?
maybe they have. It's such a hot commodity each week, but may be able to reach out, because there is some algorithms and things that kind of filter you out where folks don't see it, and I think that's the downfall of some social media.
Well, listen, I know as controversial as we are,
Yeah. Well,
that it could be a problem.
Well, you notice, Coach, tonight, and you can be controversial or non-controversial. Nobody won't answer that travel ball question.
No, and I can understand that. I mean, I really can, because it's like you said, it's got some positive and some negatives to it. I really feel like that it's like Coach Dent said. When it's baseball season, play baseball. If you want to play it as hard as you can, play it as hard as you can. You want to play it as often as you can, play it as often as you can. But then when it's football season, it's football season. And you know, when it's basketball season, it's basketball season. Do be multiple and be diverse. You like that word? And
That's a big word.
and let the kids be a kid. The one thing that I see is that you see some of these dads, and I'm not going to say pushing, but strongly encouraging these kids at 7, 8, 9 years old, taking them and working with them year round. And, my biggest fear is that when they get old enough to drive, they're going to go, I ain't doing that anymore. I'm tired of it.
Well, I see that too, and I'm with you there. If that's what you want to do, then go do it. But don't throw it in my face if I don't do it. It's one of those things that gonna let mine decide. And if that's not what he wants to do, it's like Ori. When we're gonna go to the river, when we're gonna go watch Auburn play on Saturday, or when we're gonna go do this. Well, you're not.
Yeah.
When am I gonna play football? Well, you can't do both. You got to pick.
And that's what that's what I just if the kid's that dedicated, then I say, hey, if that's what makes him happy, then that's fine. But the other night we had a kid pitching for our little team that Ori's on, and he didn't walk a single. He pitched 4 innings, didn't walk a single batter. This kid that was pitching didn't walk a single batter, and was throwing strikes. And one of the parents made the comment, "Wow, my kid plays travel ball, and he's actually what happened was he was pitching, and this other kid that was pitching played travel ball, and the daddy told another person standing there, said, yeah, my son plays travel ball. He's got a fastball, a 2-seam, a 4-seam. He's got a curve ball, and he can throw a slider. And they were actually losing, I don't know, 3 or 4 runs. And the other kid that was pitching for the other team was throwing strikes. And the guy that he said that to turned around and looked at him and said, yeah, your kid plays travel ball and that kid goes hunting fishing. So, I worry about the health of the kids, but I will say this: most of these good, and I mean this serious, good travel ball coaches, as far as the pitchers they have, they keep a record of how many pitches they throw. They keep up with their pitch count. They make sure they rest their arms. They make sure they rehab their arm. They do a really good job of taking care of these kids. And then you've got some of them that just don't. And I think that's where the problems arise.
I would totally agree with you. Well, Coach, hey, we're just at an hour. It's 1 in a row. I think it's time to shut her down for this evening. We want to thank Coach Sellers at Pleasant Home and Coach Lowry at Strawn and Coach Cassidy at Opp and Coach Dent at Andalusia for being on tonight. And good luck this weekend in round 2 of the Alabama High School Athletic Association baseball playoffs. And like we were joking about Title IX, I think we're going to do a little softball next week, Coach.
Isn't Coach Michael coming on?
I think we're going to have Coach Michael from Andalusia. We may have a softball player join us.
Listen, I always enjoy talking with Coach Michael. Me and Coach Michael spent some time together last Friday night with you, and always enjoy talking to Coach Michael.
That's right. They're having a good season, and we're going to hear about it next week. And 1 in a row. This is Stan for Coach Greg Ennis for Stan the Coach.